Huh? This? Who are you?
Are you all right?
The royal flower? Something about this place. It is much like the altar of the dragon god. The magla in the air seems to be concentrated here.
Gallica, something the matter?
Oh, sorry. Anyway, let...
So here you are at last. How odd. This place is clearly in...
It was burned to the ground. One day, a bunch of kingdom soldiers showed up out of the blue.
But why?
Thinking back now, it may have been Forden who led the charge. I can't...
Luis claimed that the Elden people were just another form.
They're not! Anyway, more than half of the villagers died in the fire. And those who survived were forced to hide.
'Tis a shrewd ploy indeed, to hide in a place the enemy themselves saw destroyed. Yet, why did Alcest?
Yes. What?
He draws no breath. Like...
I recognize him. He was the associate of the first operative I came in contact with. He was a lot more skilled than those Sanctist...
Gallica, the cave is just...
Yes!
Then we move.
I don't like this. Russell? You're safe!
Huh? My word.
You were His Highness's tutor.
I know but one. By the heavens.
She's been helping us. Everyone hears it.
Alas. Oh, what a...
Russell, where is His Highness?
A few days ago. Those detestable... I cannot tell you how long I had waited to see them gone. It happened before we could fathom it. A lone stray. His Highness had only just regained consciousness since the curse is lifting. Yet, to protect, we were horror-struck. His Highness lay pierced through the heart. And...
No, that can't be true.
the stranger was a master of magic. None could match him.
Who?
I don't know who the murderer was, but he cried his patron's name from the moment he appeared. I believe his sole purpose was to kill His Highness. As soon as the lifeline...
An innocent boy. Twice tormented in the clutches of assassins.
Luis.
Please, Russell.
We've laid him in the prayer room for now, at the end of the cave.
You're coming, aren't you, love?
I still can't...
I know.
Ah, I'd heard a rumor that there was a boy tis just as Cinderella said. You're no scoundrel. Strange. Something
Something wrong?
No? Well, I will go before you.
You going to stay here?
No. I'm...
I'm a little worried.
It's nearly time. Long have I waited.
Beg pardon?
Hey, you.
You must hurry. The time has come. All was for this day. There is still time.
This way.
No.
You're...
What?
I didn't realize anyone still remained to weep over this child.
Milady Gruidae.
May I ask who this is?
She is the chiefess of this village. The Hermitess Gruidae.
She was kind enough to shelter the entire organization when His Highness fled to these woods.
I can't believe he's gone. I'm just some parapus orphan from the slums. I was never supposed to outlive any prince.
No. It all happened in the bunk room in the back. We moved him here to the I don't know if you'd believe me, but I received a revelation. Should the prince die, his body should be kept safe and still here, even if the boy is but a bastard sired by that despicable man.
Despicable?
Do you know nothing of the child's mother? The boy was not brought across borders to us. He was born here, in the ancient sanctum. She was a flower amidst the forests, a woman of such beauty. Her death is on that man's hands. Like a piper, he wandered in and seduced the young queen with his idealistic tales. But he failed to... The village was only set ablaze because the boy was in the way of the Sanctus Church's designs on the throne. But you see, this boy...
Is something amiss, Milady Gruidae? He is what...
Whoa! What's with the formal introduction? You were the one who gave us our order.
Hurry.
Hey.
The time has come. Here thou camest to the end of thy journey. This secret place was home to thee. Now, remember thy path thus far. Walk thy life's road and see it anew. I have been waiting for thee to overcome thy trials. Long have I waited for thy return. Know this, his life is not yet ended.
What do you mean?
It all started on that ill-fated day when the usurper thought to extinguish his light. Before he fades away, recount all thou hast seen and felt, all thou hast gained in thy journey's course. Gallica and thee sought to take the head of Louise, but thy efforts came to naught. So, ye moved instead to join
In the prince's name.
Though thy plan was reckless, thou didst win the trust of the people by the support of peers and subjects alike. Thus, thou did.
It was all for victory.
After overcoming many obstacles, thou didst finally lift the prince's curse. Yet by the cruel machinations of
He is no longer with us.
thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further.
That's not true.
If the prince is dead, wert thy efforts all for naught?
His will lives on.
So thy resolve is yet unbroken. He was consumed by the curse, and was taken. So from his earthly form, I extracted his soul, that he might travel the land in Odyssey. Thy journey hast taken thee far, and taught thee much. So now,
I'm the prince's friend.
is that truly to name but a few? Thy parents? Memory? Yes. Thy memories begin the moment thou befriend the prince. Dost thou suspect the reason?
I just don't...
Then thou knowest the truth. Thou art a being of mine own creation. 'Twas Gallica alone who the Resistance laid their hopes upon. All thou hadst, all that had been bestowed, was thy memories of youth in the prince's company, and the void in... Nay, the words of the prince in the memories gained on thy journey. All thy trials, all thy experiences, wert to prepare thee for this day, to share the strength thou hast gained.
My...
Accept the truth, and thou wilt face an ordeal beyond any you have yet faced. If thy desire is instead for freedom, thou mayest still abandon thy...
Is that right?
So I bid thee answer my final question.
I am... the prince.
What is this?
Could this be?
Hey,
What awaits us now?
Hark, life is not yet lost. Thou wert born apart from the prince's flesh, born of his desire to change the world. In his stead didst thou travel the world. Thou didst support his heart, and became his living fantasy. That is thy true self. Thou art everything the prince sought to be, his ideal. It all began with the novel in thy possession. Drawn by the divine relic, Magla coalesced into flesh, and flesh coalesced into form. The form of an elder, as I once was. Time hath come. Awaken, reborn anew. No more the prince's dream of utopia thou wouldst chase. Nay, but thine own.
What?
What's happened?
Thou hast done well to guide him this far.
This voice.
Thy mind should now be clearing. He was never a member of the Resistance. The mission, the departure, was thine alone.
Who are you? Wait, what am I saying?
In those long ago days, he had just been born into this land. The boy needed a guide. Thus, I decided, a memory so crafted to suit thee. My journey...
No, that can't be.
I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission.
No!
By this choice, he might be saved. By these gentle, necessary lies, we could live to see this. As he traveled alongside thee, he gained both. It is only by thy efforts that my voice reached. He has now been saved. And so, the journey ends here.
What?
From here on, thy path is thy own. Choose thy own future.
How do we make sense?
Is it really you?
I feel fine.
There seems to be no doubt. He is still himself.
Everyone?
So let me get this straight. You're saying it's not a matter of our captain and His Highness joining together?
Then, that's why he had no memories? 'Cause he didn't even exist?
I see. Finally, I understand. What shaped you, so to speak, was the prince's will itself, a part of his consciousness. Yet, perhaps the form we knew was one shaped by material magla, much like how the dragon god manifests.
A mass of Makla with a will. Forget the dragon god. Small wonder he awakened to an archetype before anyone else. There was no great aptitude for magic.
The self, as a manifestation of one's desires.
You mean to say that it was not merely
If that's true, this is finally your reunion with your sworn liege. Seems like
But
No. I am sure the strength of your devotion had a hand in saving him.
While all and sundry believed the lad had shuffled off, you alone kept the faith, milady. And in the end, that...
Fate.
Are you really? Please, forgive me, and more. Despite being a member of your royal guard, I did not recognize your highness at our meeting, and showed you such insolence.
Actually, you've been there for me this whole time.
He's right, you know. If we'd not met you, we'd certainly never have made it this far.
This time, I will.
Finally, we've done Grius proud.
By the way, what are we supposed to call you now? I mean, how would you prefer to be addressed, my lord?
You can just keep,
No, your highness! With all respect, I must object.
This is no time to be thick-headed, Miguel. He's the one who gets to decide what we bally call him, so we'll listen to him.
You, sir, should be begging His Highness for forgiveness on bended knee. You mangled the royal runner to your own whims.
Well, that is, I mean, it was all dashed useful in the end, wasn't it? A bit of clemency, your highness.
So much for acting same as always.
It's beyond belief. Not just that a child who'd lain cold for years could come back to us after so long in the curse's thrall. He could not even open his eyes. It was the boy's dearest wish. He spoke of a fantasy of traveling the world, meeting its people. He is a child of Elden blood and Elden legacy. All these years he spent in the village, he has rested near the secret of true magic.
His was a fantasy surpassing fantasy. It became more than a dream, but a self-possessed force acting of its own volition.
A journey to discover and reclaim the... No wonder he set off the custom igniter in the Royal Gauntlet Runner. It was the Crown Prince himself.
Even having it all explained like this.
I can only guess that...
That's right. I remember. I heard a voice.
What's this all?
If you can't remember anything from before our journey, then I shouldn't have known you then. But for some reason, I thought we both received the order to save the prince, too. A voice? Lady Gruiday mentioned a revelation. Hold on, are we I know someone was guiding me. So a disembodied voice. Hey, who do you think the voice belongs to?
I have a faint idea.
Come to think of it, this place...
I might say the same. When I first acquired... Does this mean that we've been guided as well?
Perhaps someone has been at your side unseen, watching over the course of your... I imagine all this comes as a great shock for you as well. You have come to the end of your arduous journey and found new life. It is a life well won, grasped with your own two hands.
Chiefess Gruiday, we want to know everything. We Mustari are also said to have inherited truths of the world before us. Histories hushed by sanctism. I myself feel a strange familiarity here.
To know what we are, you must first know our history. Come to the altar room past the door.
Let's go.
Now what am I to do?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
How nice.
Understood.
Indeed.
Oh.
Good. How nice.
Oh.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's fine.
What do you think?
What now?
Leave it to me.
Now what am...
get it.
That's fine.
What do you think? Does this depict the Elder tribe?
Elda comes from an ancient word, meaning only the old ones. It was an alias given by our ancestors to outsiders who visited the village. As for our original name,
The human tribe.
there is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people.
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's nothing left of the civilization
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today, magic. Do you wonder what they battled over? Without the divine, they were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. They tried to, and any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world. The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. And yet the truth is, that world...
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however. You understand now, yes? We, the Elda, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped.
It beggars belief. 'Tis nothing short of astounding.
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults, rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes, and some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not know the full scope of their nature. Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, therefore we took on an alias instead. The same one.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic. And... wait. How...
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide magic's true potential? Am I close to the mark? In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline, meant to avert a repeat. The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed. But its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and thus control of one. At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign
I had no idea. There's a grim irony.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden.
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that's as you are now. you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals.
The sovereign's power. Thou king to be, entrusted with... Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blindly reject or desperately cast away. It begins with a simple thing, acknowledging it. Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong and true.
And besides, let's do it. Let's fight.
That's it. I've made up my mind.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there. What am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye?
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
I realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. There's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about...
I'll be counting on you as always.
Same here.
Well, we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark
A forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing magic, churning a person's This man named Luis. He may have his own past in this ancient sanctum.
Luis has been here?
What do you wish to know?
What is this?
The essence of magic is in the control of Magla. That was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy, and you were locked. In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear. Becomes...
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is the source of all magic?
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. By certain in this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. But in turn, those burdened with more anxiety and without the willpower to face your fear, the Magla overflows, uncontrolled with the world embroiled in chaos. These...
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, that he said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story.
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Luis... Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even... What do you wish to know? Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more and more sure. His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts. They're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families, the family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied spells much like the details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis spares our legacy...
Wait. What about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about.
But if he would turn people into
If there is any motive for such cruelty, it can... If Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy, even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed, it seems the opposite of an archetype.
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him. The malformed assassin who struck at the prince. He's bound for the woods.
After him!
What now?
No.
Ready? Stop!
You! So it was you behind...
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easy. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good... Who are you? Are you the prince or not?
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming?
If that is what Lord Luis so desires.
It's almost impressive how blind you're...
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame. Lord Luis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you are nothing but a powerless imposter. Oh,
He is no imposter, fiend. Here at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships.
well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a... And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away. But it was all to lure us straight to this monster.
Keep your guard up. The melancholia is fueling it.
We've come too far to be...
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Okay, time... All right, let's take it down and then get after Zorba. Hot!
Hidden Arm! This now accept your fate. I show no mercy.
Let's make an end of it!
It's up to you now. Let's do this!
With blade in hand! Into the fray! Let justice prevail! Burst forth!
Let's stay calm. Lend me your strength. No. Let's work together.
I'm counting on you!
No holding back!
To ever greater heights!
I feel stronger.
Ah! I didn't know I had it in me!
The bastard got away!
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat to fight on even footing with it.
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to face Luis at his full strength.
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. But don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe.
Still, what's our next move? The people...
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born in... He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. When the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will...
In his own words, huh? We have to...
Right.
Come what may, my life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight?
Of course.
Yes.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows, not just us.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
That's about what it comes down to.
Yeah. It's...
You... I'm still amazed. You really... Your mother... She loved your father. And you with... But listen well. Once you leave this village... After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you... The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedy.
Thank you. And for every...
Our final battle lies ahead. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the Gauntlet Runner for today.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. Oh, guess I'm repeating myself.
Likewise.
Yep.
The mystical fairy. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to...
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way. When things get tough, remember this magic. By the way, The chiefess told me something about your novel. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for. The part we're reading today is the last chapter. The last chapter. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will. Yet, as long as one lives, a utopia is not the creation of a single mind. Or the last part sounds a little more metaphorical. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges. What is a true utopia? So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. Lady Gruaday mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the little by little. The pains of reality crushed his hope. With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. But we...
Right.
You've got the power to change the world. And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission.
I saw what happened. So, as far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype, an archetype whose existence was only theoretical. Known to some, I once said that to be Elder was your inescapable fate. However, magic is a process by which we confront fate and tame anxiety, and archetypes are its essence. So then, what do you think is the foremost, most innocent?
The foremost fate? Not really sure.
Indeed. It is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to. And once your familial place is determined, that fate cannot be changed. Yet by some strange tangle of destiny, you were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. Do you understand? Used not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control of your life. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is... What glorious coincidence indeed. That I, as a...
Indeed. 'Tis his hands that bear our fate.
Who? Yes. I swear I... Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts. Speak. Who?
If it is answers you seek...
Are you?
As for you, I move onward to thy final ordeal. Take thy
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Okay, all our preparations are just...
All this royalty? It always felt they lived in a different world to the likes of me.
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are...
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
We can't give up. Of course. No way we're losing here.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
I want to protect this country.
'Tis the answer I hoped for.
Well, I guess this means we're ready. Let's move!
You see?
Yeah.
After having made so many sacrifices, the group has gained new powers and ascertained new truths. Their arch-enemy, Luis, already has one hand on the throne. Even so, they march ever forward. They head to Grand Trap.
That Elden boy is nowhere to be found.
Speaking of which, the voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has...
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now,
can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide?
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the air. Well then,
Lord Luis, your pardon. I killed the prince in the Elden village. I confirmed his death, yet...
Resurrected?
Yes, and what... The boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from Magla. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince had... How interesting. After these long years, my chase...
Lord Luis, what is it? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more...
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase...
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king.
Rest assured. That old fool is powerless to stop me now.
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other cat?
What are you trying to say? You think Cap...
Oh, no, of course not.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tides? This really is the end of the world.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along.
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything Luis... The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance, Luis...
Oi, churchman! You've seen Count Luis lie to us!
An illusion, eh? What? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things one after another? Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he...
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, Church?
All right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster.
Oi! What's all this fuss about? Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first to...
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and thrashing.
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the status quo.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue.
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't... Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. What are we about to see?
Ah. Do you hear me? Oh, this country is distorted. You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is...
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing!
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals, but I will never make that mistake.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Why, someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter. Why only those supported by the people can... Listen well, O King. Huh. So it's true. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Thou wert
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Oh.
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else.
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, but their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the gauntlet...
What the hell's wrong with the sky? Isn't that...
Ah! That's why there's...
A more aggressive welcome than I...
It's useless. Words are cheap. Still, we should...
His Royal Highness, Luis!
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why in his mad...
Cause he's an imposter! Just like Count Luis said!
Oi! And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a parapet. Only thing traitors deserve is a touch.
Lady Juna, I can't believe this. I don't intend on dying with anyone.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked? Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down the Sanctus Church for you!
What is all this? The truth?
We'll have your heads on pike soon in... If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves.
This is bad.
Oi! Over! Don't bother with them! No.
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened?
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds.
No.
I know. It's not true. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of... Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Luis as a savior.
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of... So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone, and oh yeah, he can create...
Oh, that's all true then. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for so... Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a Before I met you people, I didn't have much to me but anger and quip. Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety.
Kind of ironic, but we have to do something about it.
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in.
All right. Luis, rightfully
Luis is the only one left. What now? Good. I'm still getting stronger. I found new power. Good. I'm still getting stronger. New skills, new possibilities.
Smash it all to bits!
Everyone, I'm glad you made it back in one piece.
Have you changed?
'Tis quite a story, but it deserves
I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince, but under the deception, you were... Still, I mean... How do you get the...
Frankly, I doubt it. We've just seen firsthand how far we'll get trying to talk the people down.
Then what will you do?
But you're still you. You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before, right?
Yes, that's right. It'll all turn out fine.
Good.
I see. So, even if no one believes you, you're still determined...
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but named him their champion.
Hard luck for the honest knight. Not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating killing his... Anyway, if there is a king... You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now. but I don't think... I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, the change in public sentiment was too... It's as if they've been collectively drained of their sanity, and if...
You're implying it's Luis's doing?
Don't know, but the change in the citizens is certainly odd. If some...
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
There's gotta be something up there.
Then it's settled. Head to the royal palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. And we'll fight in the ways we can too. We'll make sure the whole kingdom hears that the real prince is back.
Indeed. If you can make things better, you might just inspire everyone. Maria's been terribly patient, waiting for you.
Right.
I'll always believe in you.
Indeed. If we win...
We're counting on you, O King.
Tis too late today for a grand charge.
What to pick?
Oh, it's Mister. Good night.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 31 days remain.
To all the people who dwell in this land.
This voice?
Soon, naught but 1 month will remain. On the dawn of the day of the hero, the one who has I bid thee forget not.
Wasn't expecting to wake up to such a spectacle.
Luis has already fortified himself behind the palace walls.
Or perhaps it is us he has been waiting for all this time.
However disturbing the world looks now, it is only a
Sky looks proper hellish already. And with all the humans out there, it's no wonder everyone's loot.
Well, he wanted a fair world where...
But it's Luis who has the most support right now. And that wasn't born of deception.
True enough. That's what got Ardell and I dreaming to begin with. Figured a world where the poor and weak get trapped. Come to think of it, what do we all stand for, really? Maybe...
A little broad. I don't really know what everyone's talking about. But everyone who's seen you and your friends say you're a... Because, you know, you've got all the tribes in your team. Everyone's different. But you keep working together and doing...
A fair point. It is a hard thing to word, so...
If you keep on believing in what you want, and you keep on working hard...
No, that's right, love. I can think of plenty of people who would be much happier if they took a page from your book.
I see now.
Best of luck, Your Highness. After all those speeches about taking the throne, It'd be awfully irresponsible to go dumb.
Right. Well, we'd best keep an eye on the calendar. The king's deadline was... and that won't be the end of things either. Even if people come to their senses, it would amount to nothing if Luis sits upon the throne. Personally, I think we should prioritize our main objective here. I'm sure we'd get it done, but we have to make sure we have at least one day to spare before the Day of the Hero.
We've got a few days left, so it's up to you how we spend them. So Luis is hiding in the floating royal palace here.
Let's put an end to this.
So?
Smash it all to bits! All right, then. Where to?
Let's go!
Oh God, grant me guidance.
However... Aye, yes. The truth is...
Gastro's been acting as a proxy since the giant sandworms made the governorship one big open question. Everyone's gathered here today to learn what's what, and probably to sentence me to...
That's terrible.
I do feel terrible, but... that one vote they took was correct.
I asked you all to gather here, but while Barden was recuperating, I was glad. I would like Barden to resume.
But...
This town's autonomy was initiated by your sheer pluck. I had a revelation in those moments. I saw that I cannot even protect myself. When you returned here, exhausted and in tatters...
Sir Gastro, but if I go back to governing...
Have some faith in yourself.
All right, if you say... I'm just not sure where to start. My excessive measures frightened you all. I was anxious about whether or not I could keep you safe. No more. We'll keep some of our armed forces, but that's why I am not fit to govern.
Things will be different now.
He's right. We've changed. From now on, we won't... Barden, listen! I followed your example and built a defensive...
I did too. And I...
Things didn't go well before, that's true. But you're not the only one at fault, Barden. This is just as much...
Oh, you see? After two disasters, everyone has a more mature...
Well, now I must apologize. I'll be the governor of Martira again. This time, I won't do anything to scare the populace. We'll have faith in each other, and the town's unity will be known far and wide. And for our first step, I have the perfect suggestion. The reason I stand, he is the hero who saved this town. Come to think of it, it was this little poor wee un who started it. He didn't mean to, but he touched. I only know this because just the other day he came to me. If I'd known from the start, I would have just thought it a lone accident. Instead, I acted like invaders had infiltrated.
It's already in the...
You say that, but I can't forget it. Ever. Let's focus on the future now. Mind if I ask you just one more time? If you think...
There's no one more qualified for the...
And you truly believe that? Thank you greatly for everything. Even when I made mistakes, you...
The Honorable Guardsman, Barden, Keeper and Heriter of the Commander's Virtue. Your tempered bond has been by the grace of his newfound powers.
You're the one who brought light to this town, to this country. I'm blessed with the great...
All right, then. All right, then.
Let's go.
It will be Lord Louis.
Is it Louis?
Oh, any one of them.
Intriguing. Thank you.
Honestly, I was thinking about closing up shop for good, but... You didn't notice? They have igniters.
Brigitte!
You two. I saw you at the village.
So you remember us. What a shame, right? Everyone we...
I see. So, you're here for revenge.
You've got it wrong.
The Sanctus told me all about it! That's why they gave me this igniter!
I see. You. My apologies.
Understood.
This is your first time killing someone, I take it. I hate to break it to you. You realize you just gave yourself away. Now I might dodge. That's a chance at survival I didn't have before. And what's the exit plan after you've done the deed? How do you get out of the city before they find my corpse? Or did the Sanctors forget to mention these details? The Church thought they'd use you to kill me. That? Or they were hoping I'd kill you?
No!
If you don't have it in you,
You're not fooling us!
it's a painful thing to live your whole life running away, carrying your sins on your back. You'll watch me die again whenever you close your eyes. You'll smell my blood. That's what lies down this road. It's a dark path to walk, but you still have...
There's nowhere left for us to go.
I've prepared living spaces at my research facility.
What? What are you talking about?
I know how easy it is to lose all your peace and hope in an instant. But just once. Just one more time. It's a hard thing to crawl up out of hell.
But if I lived in your...
If I wanted to kill you, I'd have done it already. I'm not saying you have to trust me right away. But isn't this what you two really want? To believe in people, and believe in your own happiness. Thank you. That took incredible bravery, you two. A more peaceful and gentle future. The two of them fell asleep as soon as they found their room. Must have been the first sleep they'd had in days. Can't imagine how nervous they must have been. We have to protect them. We can't let this place be destroyed. I'll keep selling igniters for now. But I'll only stock... And... I'll offer a bargain for the people to trade in non-limited igniters towards buying my wares. Against the Church's campaign, it'll barely make a difference.
That's smart.
Well, it's a small gesture at best. A pretense at change. But I trust you to brighten our world. Give it the surge of hope it needs. Take the throne and lead us forward.
Leave it to me.
Carefree as ever. I was always afraid of I built igniters into a shell around my life. On the inside, I figured out... But even knowing how weak I really am, thanks to you, I've come to know hope again. So I'll believe in that hope. That's my decision. Thank you, young man, for giving me the courage to...
The trader and iconoclast, Brigitte. Keeper and heriter of the merchant's virtues. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. By the grace of her newfound powers.
Thank you for helping me embrace my weakness. No doubt there are countless people out there, but you can show them that their world is not a living hell. I'll be waiting.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 30 days remain.
Got it?
see.
Speaking of which,
Shall we?
Smash it all to bits!
What now?
I see. Fascinating. This right here, all right?
I'm counting on...
Of course.
Yeah. Right. I could get used to this.
All right. All right. All right.
Smash it all to bits!
What now?
I see. Fascinating. This right here, all right?
I'm counting on you.
Of course.
I see. I've acquired a new power. Leave it to me.
Hey, nice.
Sounds like a lovely time.
Nice!
Leave it to me.
Luis rightfully ought to be king.
Thank you very much. What is it? This is the place.
All right.
That's surely right.
Dear God.
Close your...
Oh!
But then... I won't.
About that. No.
Silence!
Leave this place!
Shame to admit, but... if we do nothing... that's surely right. It is as it was when you... Be that as it may.
Hey!
Yep.
Please, whatever you can do.
It's okay.
Hey! Hey!
You? I... Thank you. If that's the case...
Listen to me! However...
How dreadful.
What have you...
You're horrible.
Now then.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah. Oh. Hear me! Understood?
Oh my.
You're here. Remember your vow. You gave me a reason to live. I thank you, truly.
Now then.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 29 days remain.
Look at this.
True.